Hey guys, my name is Matteo, and welcome to an episode of Sunday Mailbox. This is a video series where you, the viewer, can submit your gaming-related questions, and then I will give my humble opinion on them. To get the formalities out of the way real quick, if you would like to submit your own question that could be featured in an upcoming episode, you can do so by leaving a comment down below, or by sending me a Facebook and Twitter message. The first question for today comes from Lamberg, and it is, do you think that Fuze is too powerful now in Rainbow Six Siege? Fuze is pretty good right now, isn't he? I feel like Ubisoft has put themselves in a tough spot when it comes to this character because you have to remember that this is exactly what his gadget is designed for. It's designed to get kills, and before this update, it wasn't accomplishing that goal. I'm sure you guys remember this because it was only just a couple of days ago. No one was picking Fuze because his gadget just wasn't killing anyone. I mean, sure, there was a couple select situations where it could be somewhat useful. If someone was trying to perform the bandit trick in the basement, for example, you could fuse the top of it and that would maybe get the kill. But more often than not, this guy just didn't have all that much influence in Rainbow Six Siege, and so something needed to be done. And so one part of me is ecstatic that he is finally a viable operator. I want all operators to be useful. I want them all to be viable because that just makes the game more diverse and interesting in the long term. But that said, I also think that they may have gone a bit too far, and some things could be done to slightly tone down his power and make him more reasonable. One thing that absolutely needs to be addressed is his fuse charge killing you through indestructible walls. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, and I don't think it's an intended feature, but you'll be behind a concrete wall, a fuse charge will go off in the opposite room, you'll be hugging the wall, a puck will land directly on the opposite side, and for some reason, the explosive damage kills you on the opposite end. Another thing I think that could be slightly toned down is his splash damage. If you're not aware, one big change that they've made with this update is that before the patch, within about 2 meters and closer, the grenades would just flat out kill you. Anything further than that, it would do no damage at all. It was basically only lethal damage. So if you were next to the grenade, it would down you or flat out kill you, and then nothing in between. Now though, within about 2 meters to I believe about 4.4 meters or 4.5, something like that, it will do some splash damage. The thing is though, is that I never seem to experience this splash damage. It seems like every time I'm running away from this gadget, I'm either placed in the down but not out stage, or I take no damage whatsoever. I also don't know if this is what Ubisoft intended. I'm assuming what they were going for was that if you're able to get the puck directly next to the target, you should get a guaranteed kill, and I agree with that. Like, if you sit on the grenade, you should probably die, but if you're on the fringe and you're trying to run away and you're trying to survive, you probably shouldn't just flat out die. You should maybe take 50% damage or something like that, so you are softened so that the gadget isn't useless, but doesn't just flat out kill you. That doesn't seem to be the way that things are going right now. It's either all or nothing, and I don't know if that's the best thing. Who knows, maybe we're overreacting right now. In a couple of weeks, when players get acclimated to these changes, he may not be as impactful because people just know how to counter him better. They just avoid the rooms where they know he's going to be fuse charging and he doesn't get any kills. We're already sort of kind of noticing this. For the first couple of days when the patch went live, people were constantly dying to his charges, and while it still happens, it's nowhere near as prevalent as it was during those first couple of hours and those first couple of days, now that people are kind of wising up to these tactics. It's going to be really interesting to see how Ubisoft handles this guy into the future. Will they bring down his charges from 3 back down to 2 like it was originally? Are they going to reduce the blast radius, the splash damage? Are they going to fix the bug? I have no idea. I hope that they will, but I really do think that the next couple of weeks are going to be a clear indication if something does need to be done. The next question comes from Sean, and it is, what are your thoughts on the growing microtransactions in first-person shooters? They often seem to be a negative turning point in a game series, as we've seen with Call of Duty. What do you think it holds in store if Battlefield continues down this path? Well, I don't know if I'd go as far to say that all microtransactions are bad for big first-person shooters because we have games like Overwatch and Rainbow Six Siege. Their business model is fantastic. For both Overwatch and Siege, you get all free maps, all characters and heroes or operators in the future, and I think it's a great thing for that community. When we move on to examples like Call of Duty and now Battlefield, though, that's on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. These publishers have been slowly acclimating us to these microtransactions, though. If you guys have noticed, like steadily over the years, they've been adding them slowly in more and more, and now we just kind of notice that they've just been much more intrusive. You look back at past Battlefield games, you could actually, about 3 months in, buy the shortcuts to the different kits. If you were brand new to Battlefield 3 and you didn't want to grind out all the different guns and customization, you could buy a shortcut for like $5 or something like that to unlock everything. Like, this has been a part of the Battlefield franchise for quite some time now, but they've now taken it to the next level in Battlefield 1, where it seems like they've designed certain aspects of the game to incentivize you to use those microtransactions. You're not fooling anyone with your Battlepack system, DICE. I know the reason why the Battlepacks are as rare as they are isn't because you want the skins to be rare, it's because you want them to be so hard to unlock that you want people to give up on the chance of getting it through just in-game progression, and you want them to fork over the $20 or $40 to randomly get a chance to unlock it. Randomly. I think what annoys me more is that consumers and even YouTubers talk about how it's a good deal to buy these microtransactions. I saw another YouTuber comparing the crates from Counter-Strike Go and their price compared to the battle packs in Battlefield 1. How can you even make that comparison? Yeah, they're sort of comparable, but Counter-Strike Go is a $20 game, which goes on sale constantly for like, what, $10 to $5 every couple of months, has no $50 premium service, and you're comparing that system to Battlefield 1, which is a $60 product and a $50 premium. It's, if you can't tell, I know I'm ranting at this point. I know I'm just kind of frustrated, but it just frustrates me that a lot of gamers are getting used to this, and I think it's just due in part because publishers were smart about it and just slowly started to add more and more microtransactions, so it wasn't all at once where we noticed it right away, but it's been this slow creeping effect. And so I'm right there with you with your worry that this could be a turning point for Battlefield. It doesn't have to be. If they adopted something like Rainbow Six Siege, I think that would be an amazing thing for the franchise, but the way that they're heading, that doesn't seem to be the case. And while I know that this is cosmetic items, you have to remember that these cosmetic items are a big deal for some gamers. Like, this is the reason why they enjoy first-person shooters and they enjoy video games. They like to customize their character. They like to make themselves unique. And now that they're chipping away at this content and putting it behind a paywall, it of course is going to rub people the wrong way. And if they take it even further, like they're doing with Call of Duty, or heaven forbid going even further than that, I think that's going to be a disaster. The next question comes from Sebastian, and it is, how would you feel if they added jumping or sliding into Rainbow Six Siege? I'm gonna go with a no on this one, at least with the jumping suggestion. I can see why you'd want to have jumping in Siege. There's a lot of times where you need to get over an object, a small little ledge, to hide behind because you know the enemy's about to get into the room, and your character, for whatever reason, doesn't want to go through the vaulting animation. 9 out of 10 times it works, but that one time it doesn't, and you die because of it, because you're left flopping around like a wet noodle trying to go through the vaulting animation. It's annoying when that occurs. And so I can see why you would rather just forego trying to go through the vault animation and just manually jump yourself. The thing is, though, I think that would just deteriorate the gameplay and be something that we wouldn't want for Siege. If you're able to jump, people are going to start to bunny hop. If they're able to bunny hop, they're going to abuse it to make themselves a harder target so that you're not able to get that headshots. This game is all about tactics. It's all about lining up the headshot, and if now our people are able to jump to make that harder, you know that they're going to do it. Even if they implement a system where if you jump, you're not able to shoot immediately, people are still going to do that to move around the map to make themselves a harder target. And while I know that we are playing a video game, not everything needs to be ultra realistic. One thing that I do like about Rainbow Six Siege is that it is on the ground. People aren't bouncing around like idiots trying to take advantage or abuse the jumping mechanic. And I think that is one strength about the game, and I wouldn't want that to be eliminated. As for sliding, though, I'm much more on the fence with this one. I will fully admit that I love sliding in Battlefield 1, but I just don't know if it would translate well into Rainbow Six Siege. Sure, the idea of sliding behind cover, you're trying to avoid a firefight, you want to get behind cover as quickly as you can on defense, like that sounds really cool, but my worry is that this is just going to be something that people would abuse to drop shot. I hate drop shotting in any first-person shooter. It's not very bad in Rainbow Six Siege, but now if everyone has the ability to charge at you, slide into a room, and start lighting everything up, that might become a problem. I don't want this game to turn into everyone just rushing the objective. It's a valid tactic, it's a key component of the game, I just don't know if they want to emphasize that kind of playstyle even more. But let me know what you guys think about this. Personally, I'm not 100% sold on the idea of adding either sliding or jumping. I just don't think that it's necessary. But let me know what you guys think. Do you love the idea? Do you think that it would add in a more dynamic movement system that would increase the skill gap? Do you think it's the worst idea ever? Give me your guys' thoughts down below. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's Sunday Mailbox. I hope you enjoyed. As always, if you would like to submit your own question for an upcoming episode, you can always leave a comment down below or by sending me a Facebook and Twitter message. But until tomorrow, guys, have a good one and take it easy.